Hey, it's Coach TK. Today we're going to be talking about supplements from an analytical approach. There are tons of supplements to choose from, and it may feel overwhelming selecting which ones to take. And trying to educate yourself leads to information locked behind paywalls, written in a way that's hard to understand for the average person. Well, today I will attempt to map out how to approach supplementation from an individualized analytical approach. So let's begin. Have you taken supplements before? In fact, 71% of Canadians have used natural health products like vitamins, minerals, herbal supplements, or homeopathic medicine. Here are some of the supplements which I believe most people should be taking if they're interested in maximizing their health and fitness. However, please note that I absolutely believe that people should be actively working with their doctors, such as by getting blood work done to determine any nutrition deficiencies. But first, let's talk about the supplements that I prioritize and why I think they're important. Starting with vitamin D. This is a supplement that I am super passionate about. Vitamin D deficiency can lead to a variety of common problems. And vitamin D plays a dynamic role in the body with a ton of responsibilities. This ranges from calcium absorption, bone health, muscle function, immune system regulation, cell growth, and interestingly, mental health. But we'll talk about that later. Back when we were primarily living outside, our bodies would produce vitamin D through UVB actions on 7-dehydrocholesterol in our skin. However, now it is commonplace to spend hours or days inside with minimal sun exposure. Vitamin D supplementation is more important than ever. There are a ton of different answers as to what amount of vitamin D someone should take to see benefits. The U.S. Institute of Medicine released its report on the review of dietary reference intakes for vitamin D and calcium on November 30th, 2010. The review was jointly commissioned and funded by the U.S. and Canadian governments. On the left is demograph, in the middle, recommended daily allowance, and the UL is the upper intake limit. Recommended dietary allowance means average daily level of intake sufficient to meet all the nutrition needs of nearly all 97 to 98% of healthy individuals. Upper intake level is the highest level of nutritional intake that is likely to pose no risk of adverse effects for all individuals in the general population. As intake of a substance increases above UL, the risk of adverse effects increases. There is conflicting information as to exactly how much is enough, as there are other studies showing that higher doses can have increasing benefits safely. But if you're watching this and live somewhere other than in and around the red zone we call the tropics, daily vitamin D supplementation is strongly suggested. And research shows it seems pretty hard to overdo vitamin D, as the body seems to be efficient at handling excess amounts. So let's start with a base amount of 1,000 IUs of vitamin D. If you work or study inside, add another 1,000 IUs. If you're over 160 pounds, add another 1,000 IUs. If you're prone to limited sun exposure, add another 1,000 IUs. This keeps us within the Institute of Medicine's recommendations and provides some insight into appropriate dosing. Next, let's talk about creatine. Creatine is one of the most extensively studied supplements in the field of sports nutrition and exercise science. It has been subject of numerous scientific studies and research reviews examining its effects, safety, and potential benefits. Systematic reviews have consistently shown that creatine supplementation can significantly improve strength, power, exercise performance, particularly during short duration, high intensity activity. Basically, expect to potentially gain some extra reps or added strength in your sets of exercise. Creatine monohydrate can be cost effective and dosing can be as simple as 5 grams a day, or you can include a loading period of 7 days at 10 grams of creatine a day. I also suggest taking breaks from creatine once or twice a year. There seems to be research that shows that creatine has benefits for brain function, metabolic processes, and even heart health. However, I don't think we need any other reasons to agree that creatine is a positive supplement to include in your routine. Next, let's discuss multivitamins with a hint of multigreens. Multivitamins are a convenient dietary supplement that provide different vitamins and minerals in one pill. Multigreens, typically a blend of vegetables and other plant-based ingredients, can be another way to supplement nutritional intake. If you find maintaining a balanced diet rich in different fruits and vegetables hard to do, multigreens or multivitamins might be a good option for you. I personally use both on an as-needed basis. I would suggest one or both of these supplements for most people. Next, let's talk protein powder. Protein supplements are great if your diet is lacking enough total daily protein. So let me explain this picture for you. This reference chart is from Government of Canada, and it explains on average we should be eating about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you weigh 220 pounds, eat about 100 grams of protein. If you're about 110 pounds, you should eat about 50 grams of protein. For those under 18 years old, that number slightly increases close to 1 gram per kilogram. Note that there are no upper intake levels, but it is noted that definitive data does not signify that people can tolerate chronic intake of protein at high levels. So let's set some general rules. If you're 100 pounds, eat about 37 grams of protein. If you're 125 pounds, eat about 46 grams of protein a day. If you're 150 pounds, eat about 55 grams. If you're 175, eat about 65 grams. If you're 200 pounds, eat about 75 grams of protein. And if you want to figure this out personally, here's a simple equation. If you're under 18 years old, add about 10 to 20 grams of protein a day. If you're exercising 3 to 5 times a week, add another 20 grams of protein a day. Only if you're struggling to hit these daily intake goals would I suggest supplementing with a protein powder, as food is always better. Lastly, let's talk about fish oil products. As a personal trainer and life coach in the Greater Toronto area, I'm lucky to work with many people from a ton of different cultures. And I get to learn about the different lifestyles and food involved. I actually get to analyze what they eat with nutritional trackers, and I often find people don't eat enough fish in their diets. Many observational studies link higher intakes of fish and other seafood with improved health outcomes. If you're not eating enough fish, using a fish oil supplement may be a great asset to fill the gaps in your nutrition. Fish oil supplements typically vary in terms of their source, composition, and quality. The main differences you may encounter are types of fish. Different types of fish contain different nutrient profiles. Omega-3 content. This is a general way to measure the effectiveness of the supplement dose. Purity or quality. Look for products that have been purified or molecularly distilled to ensure quality. Forms of ingestion. Some people prefer drinking fish oil, where others prefer pill form. Recently, there's also been the introduction of fish oil gummies that have zero fish taste. And don't forget, if you've taken some fish in your day, you don't necessarily have to supplement fish oil. Because fish oil products vary widely in individual dosage, I usually refer to the bottle dosage for daily intake. Wow, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for your time today. Please feel free to share this video to someone you think might benefit